and welcome back to another day of painting. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I'm super close to that first 100 subscribers, and y'all know how important that is to a brand new channel. So hit that subscribe button and that little bell to get notifications every time I upload a new video. So today what I'm gonna do is kind of go through my glazing process on my wet over dry technique. It's a very traditional technique, very Baroque and Renaissance, but what it allows you to do is really address mistakes that you make during your process. So that is going to be my focus today. And so I've already shot this video. This is the finished piece right here. So, and it is beautiful. I love him so much. But during this process, I really struggle a little bit, and you see how I deal with that. And if you're struggling with your paintings and want to know how to deal with correcting mistakes, this is the video for you. So be sure to hit like, subscribe, leave a comment, and let's get started. So I think I am going to start on Chris's face right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay down a little bit, just a thin little coat of liquid over this, just to kind of juice it up. Just get that all moisturized so that everything can flow on top of it. Dip into my liquid, and then I'm just gonna kind of start in my darkest darks. And Chris, who's just such a giving model. I worked with him several times. It's his husband up here, actually. My husband down here. Hi. I so much enjoyed doing this photo shoot with them. It's really important that you have the models that's going to work for the message that you're doing. Especially when I'm trying to honor the beauty of real men. I'm not saying my models are average, they aren't. And I've heard people say, oh, I'm so glad to see average looking people in your art. It's like, how dare you? No, my models are beautiful. I chose them because they are beautiful. And when you say that they're average, I think what you're meaning is that there's actually a lot more beautiful people out there than our culture gives us credit for. I certainly don't think I'm a freak in thinking that big men are sexy, and I certainly don't feel the need to morph the type of model that I'm using into some ideal of what men are supposed to be. I'm gonna go in, this is one of the more dangerous parts. The form light is pretty right, but there's a highlight, and it's gonna be a little more orangey, a little bit of red in there. Okay, so, and that highlight's gonna go up. Okay, that's not too bad. And there's a little bit more of a... Okay, so this came on a little bit thick, so I'm just going to touch into it and pull a little bit over here, touch into it again, pull a little bit down here. So there's a highlight on the nose too. I was going to use this and kind of pull it down to the nose, but I think I'm going to hold off and wait. I'm going to do some more work on that nose before I put in that highlight. adding just a little touches up here to where you can kind of see through the hair slightly. See some artists painting men just like want to, well, I'm going to idealize their hairline, so I'm going to make it thick and impenetrable. Like, well, that's not quite honoring their beauty. It's kind of deciding on your own what is beautiful and then molding your model to that. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Certainly creating a fantasy in art is a thing, and I support it. But that's not what my art does. So, bottom of the lid, above the lid. Good. Now he's got a lid. Very happy with that. And I'm going to go in with this darker color and kind of push in. There we go. Kind of push in that background a little bit more. Alright, that cheek is done. Let's go to that nose that I decided to postpone. So I've noticed that the edge of his bridge needs to come down just slightly. There's a little part where above the nostril that is missing. Excellent. And then I've also noticed that the edge of his nose needs to come out just slightly. Paintings done, and one of the issues that I come across is that they'll provide me with a photo that they want painted. They look great in the photo, and there's things about the photo that they really like. They don't like the shape of their chin, and the photo really works to hide that. There's also no depth or character to the photo. My clients have always been very trusting in my opinion. If I tell them a certain other idea will work better, I haven't had a whole lot of pushback. I'll ask them to give me a lot of different photos so I can kind of see if there's any optical illusions that they're finding appealing in the photo they gave me. And then kind of using that as my guide for maybe a picture that has better elements for painting in them, and then kind of put them. Bara, be brave. Okay, that turned out right. One just right there. That one was slightly less successful, but that's all right. I'll fix it. One thing about, I have a lot of problems with the way modern masculinity is depicted. Because there's so much masculinity in how men age. The little lines and little bags under their eyes. There's certain aspects of aging that certainly Hollywood and popular culture, salt and pepper hair and all of that, but certainly a widow's peak is definitely a wonderful thing in men. It's a sign of testosterone, it's a sign of distinction that they've made it through their early development. I'm just going to soften this edge right there. I kind of like to keep the mystique that, like, I don't make mistakes and that I only have happy accidents, like a Bob Ross or something like that. And the truth is, I make mistakes all the time. It's how I fix them that turns just a failed experiment into something that works. If I don't take the time to fix it and I just leave it as is and just kind of pretend like, oh, it's fine, it's a good way to end up with some work you're not proud of. And I'm struggling a lot with this lip. And honestly, if I get frustrated enough with it, I might just wipe it off and start over. Come on. Which I think that is what I'm going to do. No harm, no foul. So I can see where I need this upper lip. And I'm going to go a different way. So I'm going to start with this upper lip. Before I started with the bottom lip and then worked my way up. So this time, because that didn't work for me, I'm going to start with the upper lip and work my way down and see if I have better luck that time. And I'm changing this up not because one way is better than the other, but because I'd already tried it one way and it failed, and rather than just getting frustrated, I'm going to try this a different way. And it'll be a little bit more of a challenge. I'm going to add a little bit more red. There is a little bit of saturation in here that I was ignoring the first time around. Alright, so it should be right there. Did that work? I'll find out in a moment. Put in the bottom of the lip here. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, I'm almost done. Oh, good job, Ben. See, just because you f something up doesn't mean that you can't go back in and work it until it's right. I want to put in a little bit more redness in his cheeks. Thin, 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 thin.